If you're over 60 and you've been forgetting things lately, where you put your keys, someone's name, what you walked into a room for, I need you to stop and watch this video, because it may not be age at all. It could be something you are doing every single day without realizing it. Welcome back to Still Young After 60. I'm so glad you're here today. This channel exists for one reason: to help you live your best life after 60. Strong, healthy, and fully in control. Today we are talking about memory and the 7 things that are quietly destroying it. These are not rare conditions. These are everyday habits and choices, things most people over 60 are doing right now. And the good news? Every single one of them is fixable. Let's get into it. Number 1, you are not sleeping enough. This one sounds simple, but the damage it causes is not simple at all. When you sleep, your brain does something remarkable. It flushes out toxic waste proteins and cellular debris that build up during the day. This process is called glymphatic clearance, and it only happens when you sleep deeply. When you cut that sleep short, the waste stays. It accumulates. Over time, it literally damages the memory centers of your brain. Here's the number that should alarm you. Adults over 60 who regularly sleep fewer than 6 hours a night have a significantly higher risk of developing dementia. Some studies point to a 30% increased risk. Now here's the thing, a lot of people don't know your sleep needs don't go down with age. They stay the same. 7 to 8 hours is still the target. But the quality of sleep often gets worse after 60. You wake more easily. You spend less time in deep sleep. Your body temperature regulation shifts. So what do? Start protecting your sleep like your memory depends on it, because it does. Keep a consistent bedtime, even on weekends, especially on weekends. Keep your bedroom cool and completely dark. Avoid screens for at least 1 hour before bed. The blue light from phones and televisions suppresses melatonin, the hormone that puts you to sleep. One simple habit that works well for many people over 60: a short 10-minute walk in the morning sunlight. This resets your body clock and improves both sleep depth and sleep timing. Sleep is not rest. Sleep is repair. Protect it. Number 2, you are dehydrated, and you don't know it. As we age, our sense of thirst decreases. Your body sends a weaker signal, so by the time you feel thirsty at 65, you are already mildly dehydrated. And mild dehydration, just a 1 to 2% drop in your body's water levels, is enough to cause measurable problems with short-term memory, focus, and processing speed. Research from the University of Connecticut showed that even mild dehydration produced mood changes, fatigue, and significant drops in cognitive performance, particularly in adults over 60. Your brain is about 75% water. When that level drops even slightly, nerve signals slow down. Communication between brain cells becomes less efficient. You might notice it as brain fog, that frustrating feeling where your thoughts feel slow and cloudy. Most people reach for coffee. What they actually need is water. The fix is not complicated. Drink water consistently throughout the day. Don't wait for thirst. Keep a glass of water on your nightstand. Drink 1 full glass before your morning coffee. Add a glass before every meal. You don't need to count ounces obsessively, just stay consistent. Foods that are high in water content also help. Cucumbers, watermelon, celery, oranges. These work alongside regular drinking to keep your brain properly hydrated. One easy test: look at your urine. Pale yellow means you are well hydrated. Dark yellow means your brain is running low. Start paying attention to this. It is one of the easiest memory improvements you can make. Number 3, you are sitting still for too long. This one surprises a lot of people. You don't have to run a marathon to protect your memory, but you do have to move. Sitting for long, unbroken periods, more than 2 to 3 hours at a time, reduces blood flow to the prefrontal cortex. That is the part of the brain most responsible for memory, decision-making, and clear thinking. A major study published in the journal PLOS One found that people who sat for extended periods daily had thinner medial temporal lobes, the memory region of the brain, regardless of how much they exercised otherwise. Read that again. Even if you exercise in the morning, sitting for 8 or 10 hours afterwards still causes harm to your memory centers. The solution is not about intensity. It is about interruption. Every 45 minutes to an hour, get up. Walk for 5 minutes. Do a few light stretches. Take a short loop around your house or down your street. This is enough to restore blood flow and reactivate the brain. Beyond just movement breaks, aim for 30 minutes of moderate walking most days. Walking specifically has been shown in multiple studies to increase the size of the hippocampus, the brain's primary memory storage area. One study found that older adults who walked regularly had a hippocampus that was 2% larger than non-walkers. That doesn't sound like much, but in brain terms, that is significant. You don't need a gym. You don't need equipment. You need your 2 feet and a consistent habit. Move your body. Save your memory. Number 4, you are eating the wrong fats. Your brain is nearly 60% fat. The type of fat you eat directly shapes how well your brain functions and how well it holds on to memories. The enemy here is not fat itself. The enemy is the wrong kind. Trans fats found in many packaged snacks, fried fast foods, and some baked goods are directly linked to poorer memory performance and cognitive decline. A 2015 study found that men who consumed the highest amounts of trans fats scored significantly worse on word recall tests. Omega-6 fatty acids, when consumed in large amounts through processed vegetable oils like corn oil, soybean oil, and sunflower oil, promote inflammation in the brain. And inflammation is one of the key drivers of memory loss. What the brain needs instead are omega-3 fatty acids. Omega-3s, particularly DHA, are the building blocks of brain cell membranes. They reduce inflammation. They support the growth of new neurons. They help repair existing memory pathways. The foods richest in DHA omega-3s are fatty fish, salmon, sardines, mackerel, herring. Aim for 2 servings per week. If fish is not your preference, walnuts are one of the best plant-based sources. Just a small handful, 7 or 8 walnuts, provides a meaningful dose of omega-3s. Flax seeds and chia seeds are also excellent options. Extra virgin olive oil is another brain-protecting fat. It is rich in a compound called oleocanthal, which has been shown to clear amyloid proteins from the brain, the same proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease. Swap the vegetable oils. Add the olive oil. Eat the salmon. Feed your brain what it was built to run on. Number 5, you are living with chronic stress. This one runs deeper than most people realize, and it does more damage than almost any other item on this list. When you are under stress, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. In small amounts, cortisol is useful. It sharpens attention. It prepares you for action. But when cortisol stays elevated for weeks and months, which is what chronic stress does, it becomes toxic to the brain. High cortisol literally shrinks the hippocampus. That is the part of your brain that stores new memories. Research has shown that people with chronically elevated cortisol have measurably smaller hippocampi. And a smaller hippocampus means weaker memory, specifically the ability to form and retrieve new memories. After 60, the sources of chronic stress often shift. Financial worry, health concerns, loss of friends or a spouse, loneliness, uncertainty about the future. These are real, heavy burdens, and many people carry them silently. The key is not to eliminate stress. You cannot always do that. The key is to build a daily practice that lowers cortisol consistently. Diaphragmatic breathing slow. Deep belly breathing for just 5 to 10 minutes per day activates the parasympathetic nervous system and directly lowers cortisol levels. This is not a theory. It is physiologically measurable. Meditation works. Even 10 minutes a day of quiet, focused breathing has been shown to increase gray matter density in the prefrontal cortex. Spending time in nature, even a 20-minute walk outdoors, reduces cortisol levels significantly. Connection matters deeply here. Loneliness in older adults raises cortisol and accelerates cognitive decline. Regular, meaningful social interaction, even a phone call with a close friend, is a genuine brain protector. You cannot afford to let stress go unchecked. Your memory is paying the price. Number 6, you are not challenging your brain. Your brain follows a principle that is simple and unforgiving. Use it or lose it. After 60, many people settle into comfortable routines. The same morning routine, the same shows, the same conversations, the same roads to the same destinations. And while comfort feels good, the brain is not growing, it is coasting. Cognitive reserve is the brain's built-up resilience against decline. You build it by learning new things, things that are genuinely difficult, unfamiliar, and challenging. And you lose it through mental stagnation. The statistic that drives this home, a major study tracking over 700 older adults, found that those who engaged in regular mentally stimulating activities had a rate of cognitive decline 52% slower than those who did not. That is not a small difference. That is transformational. The brain is neuroplastic, meaning it can grow new connections at any age, but only when it is challenged. What counts? Learning a new language, learning a musical instrument, taking an online course on a subject you have never studied, learning to paint or draw, doing complex puzzles, playing a strategy game, even learning a new card game with friends. The key word is new. Doing the same crossword puzzle you have been doing for 5 years does not challenge your brain. It has already learned that task. You need novelty. You need to be slightly uncomfortable. That discomfort is growth. Pick one new skill. Commit to 20 to 30 minutes a day. Your hippocampus will thank you. Number 7. And this is the one most people never see coming. You have untreated or unmanaged hearing loss. Stay with me here, because the connection between hearing loss and memory is one of the most compelling and underappreciated findings in brain science today. Nearly 2/3 of adults over 60 have some degree of hearing loss, and most of them are not getting treatment. Here is what happens in the brain when hearing declines. As sounds become harder to process, the auditory cortex starts to strain. The brain has to work harder to decode words and sentences. It borrows resources from other areas, including the memory centers. Over time, hearing loss leads to reduced cognitive stimulation. Conversations become difficult. People withdraw socially. They watch fewer complex programs. They engage less. And as engagement drops, so does cognitive reserve. A landmark study from Johns Hopkins followed over 600 adults for nearly 12 years. They found that people with untreated hearing loss developed dementia at rates up to 5 times higher than people with normal hearing. 5 times higher. And here is the hopeful finding: using hearing aids substantially reduced that risk. Getting treatment was protective. If you have been noticing that sounds seem muffled, that you ask people to repeat themselves more often, that conversations in noisy environments are harder to follow, please get your hearing checked. This is not about vanity. This is about protecting your brain. A simple hearing test can be life-changing, and catching it early gives you the best options for intervention. Let's bring all 7 together quickly. Poor sleep, you need 7 to 8 hours. Protect it like medicine. Dehydration, drink water consistently. Don't wait for thirst. Sitting too long, break it up every hour. Move your body every day. Wrong fats, cut the trans fats and seed oils. Add omega-3s and olive oil. Chronic stress, breathe deeply. Connect with people. Lower that cortisol daily. Not challenging your brain, learn something genuinely new. Every single week. Untreated hearing loss, get checked. Get treated. Protect your cognitive reserve. None of these require you to become a different person. They require you to make small, consistent choices. Your brain is not done growing. Your memory is not set in stone. You have more power over this than you may have been told. If this video helped you today, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me which of these 7 surprised you the most. I read every one. If you found value here, please like this video and share it with someone you love. Subscribe if you haven't yet, so you never miss what we put out for you. Because we are in this together. Age is just a number. Life after 60 can still be strong, healthy, and absolutely worth living.